1 month after Orange County's supervisor of elections retired, the governor has named a replacement.
He's Glenn Gilzean, the administrator of the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District that manages and maintains Disney World property. Washington News political reporter Greg Fox is live at election headquarters. And Greg, this all comes as voters are casting ballots.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're talking about the first day of early voting in Orange County here at the election headquarters and other early voting locations for the presidential preference primary election March 19th, and also more than half a dozen city elections as well. And just how long Glenn Gilzean will remain on the job here is unknown. Glenn Gilzean seemed grateful last May to be named the head of the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, which handles public safety, roads, utilities, and upkeep of the Walt Disney World property.
I'm excited about the future. I'm very bullish and optimistic that the future is going to look really good.
But 10 months later, Gilzean is moving to another office, the Orange County Supervisor of Elections, under a new appointment by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Gilzean's role as supervisor is his 8th gubernatorial appointment, including serving as chair of the Florida Commission on Ethics. He is also the former CEO of the Central Florida Urban League. Gilzean replaces Bill Cowles, who oversaw elections since 1996 and retired in January.
It's not really welcomed by the Orange County Democratic Party.
The chair of the county's Democratic Party expressed disappointment.
So we clearly see how he just walks the path that the governor draws for him, and that is very concerning in a county that is so overwhelmingly Democratic that he's going to be now in charge of administering our elections.
Well, I think it's a great day for free and fair elections here in Orange County, Florida.
But the local Republican Party chair praised Gilzean.
The role of the supervisor of elections is to apply the laws written by the Florida legislature, and we expect Supervisor Gilzean to do just that.
Gilzean declined an on-camera interview, but posted on LinkedIn a statement reading in part, "I'm honored to take on this role with the same passion I did with the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. I'll be working closely with the Board of Supervisors to ensure a seamless shift while upholding our standards of excellence during my unavailability." And indicating that he may return to the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, Gilzean did mention in his statement that an acting administrator would be in charge, at least for now. Right now, we have an election coming up in November in which the seat will be filled for supervisor for a 4-year term. And you've got 7 people that have already registered to run. 5 of them are Democrats in a county that has a plurality of Democrats. Basically, anyone Republican or independent would have an uphill climb in that fight. Live in Orange County, Greg Fox, WSHU News.
All right.